Hey everybody, Rodamon here. Thanks for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included, episode 11. Little reminder of the scenario settings that we've got for this Let's Play. And picking up where we left off, there was a ton of comments, one mentioning about mopping up this right here. VDog, I think you were the first to mention it, so I'll credit you. And then Miss Zerg, I think you were the first to mention that our new duplicate didn't have bath time. I'll credit you as well. But a ton of people mentioned it. I appreciate it. Okay, so things I want to do this episode. One, I would like to fix my plumbing issues. So let's go to the plumbing overlay. And this liquid bridge, blow it up. These pipes, blow them up. Put a liquid bridge in here. And this will effectively change priority of what sewage water takes priority over what. Alright, so that's getting all set up there. And this will prevent the bathroom catastrophes that we had in the past. I am still trying to prep this area here for habitation, and we're going to continue sweeping up the area so that I can, inhabit it. Zebulon mentioned, I should not be disinfecting the storage bin because it is self-sterilizing, so I fixed that as well. Let's not make too much copper. So, Bert from last episode is now named Muhammad. Given a new name, a new identity. Our hatches are getting unhappy. I'm going to clear some of them out. Alright, other things I would like to do. So we have a pocket of CO2 here. And I am actually going to strategically, maybe not in granite. I'm going to strategically use this pocket of CO2 to my advantage. And I'll show you what I am talking about in just a second. So this whole area is waiting to be annexed. Which means that I'm going to be moving my ration boxes. So I'm going to be putting the ration boxes in the base. And there's a little pocket of O2 there now. Boo. I was hoping it to remain CO2. All right. Let's cancel that. Let's see. There's a pocket here of CO2. So we'll use here instead. I just I want to place, other than this, where we can store our... Oh no, this pocket came back. That it did. Alright, let's wall it off. I like this spot a little bit better. Anyway. So I'm going to make it a really, really, really high priority. So now, here, as you can see, the showers and sinks have a higher priority for the sieve queue than the southern pump does, or bottom pump, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, this is no longer necessary. Sorry, guys. Alright, so let's see. Yeah. This here is a perfectly formed pocket of carbon dioxide. All right, we'll build this and then we'll wall up the rest. Okay. Another thing I wanted to do is vacuum seal our western wall so that we are less Wheezewort reliant. So I am going to get that underway. It's going to be manually airlocked rather than automatically airlocked, which comes with some downsides. One being that if the vacuum seal is breached, if we have to open up the door, it will cause a scenario where we lose vacuum seal, but has some advantages as well, which is it's easier to build. And that's how I'm going to do that. Alright, stone hatches, you're nice and happy. Wow, there is a lot of Drecklet eggs in there. Holy moly, you Drecklets are busy. Alright, so we'll get this wall underway, and we can repurpose these Wheezeworts. Let's take a quick look. Power generally causes hotspots. So I will planter box some Wheezeworts down here where we're generating heat. In extreme scenarios, you can actually be in a situation where your power grid can literally melt itself. Other things I wanted to do, consumable ore. Okay, rust, leechstone, salt, oxalite should not be in that box. And then we can put salt up here instead. Let's copy that setting and paste apply. Duplicate skills. Dennis Keith, we will give you improved strength. Alright, so now that we have a nice insulated pocket of CO2, we can put our ration boxes in there. Skill point earned. Sine curve. I'm actually not going to give you anything. Yep. Nope. I'm not going to spend that skill point. I'd rather have him just be happy. Okay, let's take a look at all priorities. Giving this priority 7s. So that's what I want done first. As much as I would like to vacuum seal this wall. So the point of vacuum sealing this wall is to isolate ourselves from the heat that this produces. Because heat can't transfer through vacuums. And we're still going to work our way to the hydrogen vent. For the purpose of Dreco ranching and for the purpose of maybe power generation. Although hydrogen vents generally don't produce too much. Take a look at germs. Yep, pretty germ-free. That did not take long. Alright, Wheezeworts. Enjoy your new environment. Alright, for now, we will leave this door open just for ease of movement. There we go. And then we also ought to sweep up the stuff that we are accumulating in here. So the ration boxes. Oh, let's sweep this stuff up too. It'll be easy because there's boxes to store it right here. Food. Ration boxes. So if you take a look, there is pretty much only carbon dioxide here. Curative tablets. I don't really like the negative traits, so tablets it is. Alright, so the settings here. I am going to leave the muckroot behind. Copy settings, paste settings. And then I'm going to set the priority of those old boxes to 1 and keep these at 5 so that stuff gets moved over. I no longer want to eat grizzly muckroot. So once we have this all pumped out, where we've reclaimed the polluted water, the plan is to continue digging the ladder a little bit so that the CO2 and carbon and chlorine gas drops out of the room as it's heavier than oxygen. And then we will seal this room up so that we can use it as a part of the colony. I'm excited about that. Let's go ahead and build that single tile. I think the muckroot yeah, I guess I'll store it over here anyway. Just in case of starvation. You know how it is, right? Alright, so Operation Cleanup's looking pretty good. We've got a significant portion of the stuff that needs sweeping swept. My coal supply, not looking wonderful. It's 6 tons. That's kind of low. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's kind of low. I would really love to capture a novel power source. That'd be a good goal to have. So, this is just going to be a simple gas pump that pumps this air just onto the other side. Nothing fancy. Just like that. It will need to be powered. That's a lot of cabling, but so be it. And we'll run it on a switch. All right. I'll get set up. I guess it wouldn't hurt to analyze the dormancy patterns of the chlorine gas vent. So what the analysis here does is it will tell us all the information we want to know about when this chlorine vent will erupt, how long it will erupt for, that kind of stuff. How long it will be dormant for, etc., etc. Alright, ration box. You are going to be muckroot box. And I'll just forcibly dump these ration boxes out, and I'll have my dupes move that stuff soon. Alright, so for right now, our hatches are happy. Okay, I'm going to temporarily turn this pump off because we have a sewage backup. But as you can see here, due to the liquid bridging, our bathrooms don't back up first. Okay, so that's off. It takes a minute because of how backed up this pipe is to have there be less flow through the sieve. And we're almost done sweeping up this area down here. I mean, not quite, but almost. Okay, and a much-needed tune-up to our power generator. Alright, so those ration boxes are ready. There's a little pocket of oxygen, but it's, that pocket of oxygen isn't going to go down to the box. Down to the ration boxes. It's going to float up top. Like that. So no problem there. Alright. Let's cancel the flow. Kill off the food poisoning. And get ready for our well to fill up even more. Okay, we'll set these Wheezeworts to 6 so we actually do deliver phosphorite. This should be off because this needs to be locked closed first. And then eventually, it'll take a very long time, but eventually this whole tunnel here will be vacuum seal pumped. But let's definitely sweep anything that's in there out first, because otherwise we'll never be able to get to it. It's just a little sandstone, but I want to sweep it. Alright, so we've got a tuned up engine. Hey, a new Drecklet hatched. Gonna offer us some more reed fibers. Okay. At this point, we're just sort of waiting for our dupes to get to where we want them to work. Alright, so this water is cleaned. Let's go and flush. This is ready to be locked. And locked means no one gets through it. Yes, I could have done this with a water lock, but this is just a lot less effort for an area that ought not to even be accessed. And then slowly what will happen is this pump, given the volume of this area, it will take a while, but this pump will eventually clear out the... So I do see one problem. Some of the plumbing is inside the gap wall, which is not ideal. To be sure, not ideal. So I'm going to stop the switch, open the airlock, and fix the plumbing situation. Because I don't want any embedded plumbing where I can't service it. all of my plumbing needs to be exposed so that I can actually work on it. So we'll put a liquid bridge here. And everything inside this wall here is accessible. Okay. Alright, new printables. Another wart seed, probably, sure. Let's go for that. Where is it hot? Well, eventually the animals will heat up the ranches, so I'll put a little wort in there. I don't know. I don't really have any hot spots right now. Or, you know, I could also cool off the water that I have here. Yeah, that might be better. That'll be a weird project. But I am down to do it. No, it's gotta be lower. Alright, this ration box has got to go. How do I want to do this? Yeah. I'm just laughing because it's such a weird way to build this. Okay, we really don't need that. But we're gonna get rid of the top. Tops aren't needed. Alright, let's put a ladder in here. And it's just have a bunch of Wheezeworts here that cool off the water from below. This is not a good way to do it, but it will work. Okay, so the plumbing is not yet done. But this is ready to be locked up and switched and turned on now that the pipes don't run through it. Alright, unfortunately, I think nope, we still have the pocket of CO2, that's good. Just making sure that it hasn't been disrupted. Now with the vacuum sealing, we can get rid of all of the Wheezeworts that were utilized on the left side of the base that is needed no longer. And I have nothing better to do with my Wheezeworts at the moment, so I might as well have them trying to cool down this water here. This water isn't particularly hot, mind you. But I could still chill it. And here, as you can see, a vacuum forms. Another skill point earned. Mohammed, let's give you improved tidying. At this point, I should just have, like, phosphorite storage around these Wheezeworts. What this is going to do is it's going to produce a, it's going to produce an immense pocket of cold here, which will help to chill the water. Because the water is warming up due to the process of our filtration. But with any luck, I'm going to be using my Wheezeworts for something else soon, which is the hydrogen vent, hydrogen cooling. let's make 1 Atmosuit copper. And I'm eagerly awaiting for that. Yeah, see, it's it's becoming vacuumed out. You can see the pockets of cold left over from the processing that we've already done. I think actually a Wheezewort would be helpful in here. Trying to keep the water sieve, which does produce heat, cooler. It is better to plan ahead of time where you're going to need cold than heat something up and then emergency need it cooled off. It takes a very, very, very long time to cool things off in an emergency. It isn't a quick process, so. Alright, so down here we are just about fully tidied up. I could do that later. I don't even need to do that necessarily now. Okay, we're hauling the sleet wheat grain. Now the sleet wheat grain can be stored in these ration boxes for an emergency because they make for very high morale food, and they won't spoil in these ration boxes because it's a sterile environment. So a lot of these deodorizers are now idle. They're not really doing anything because... Alright, so another ration box of muckroot. I don't know. Just plop it there. I don't really care. I just want somewhere to store it so that we don't have muckroot everywhere in the base. But I don't really care where it goes so much. Muhammad, you're starving. Go eat, my man. There he goes. Bristleberry. Right into the face. Okay, we are getting more vacuumed out here. It's gonna take a bit, but progress is being made. Alright, this one, edible muckroot. That way we have somewhere to store it. And then once this muckroot is moved out, I will break down these walls and all that. We're almost to the point where this is becoming usable. It's getting there. Alright, let's let the water dump out. And, yep, the temperature in my power room, not too hot. One of the other advantages of not having a super hot power room is when we've got the electrical engineer tuning up the coal generator, he's not cooking the whole time. If you have a really, really, really hot power control area, your electrical engineer is going to have a bad time. He's going to get cooked. And I don't want to cook him. Alright, this water is clean. Let's dump. Pretty much everything is swept up here. Just grabbing the last of it. Oh, there's a dust cap I'll dig up. Right, how's my pocket of cold? Oh, it's working. So what will happen is the airflow tiles will chill, and eventually the water will chill. So it's a 22, 23 Celsius for reference. It's going to be hottest right where the water is dropping in, because that's hot water. It's 83 up here, or 76 down here. But these Wheezeworts should cool it off, given time. All right, now another thing I want to do, which is going to take a little bit of time as well, is to create a little floor there. What do I want to do here? Farming, research, and tidying. Small bladder, squeamish. No, just a seed. All right, let's sweep up that buddy bud. Let's create a proper floor here, because I want to get over to this hydrogen vent, which means getting through this. This polluted water, I'm probably just going to drop to this pool. Pipe's a little blocked up. We'll wait for it all to filter out. Oh, sandstone. You're gonna be gone. Sometimes there'll be stuff that I just won't get swept. So then once we've got this granite here, I'm gonna be mining in and then down, dumping this water down here so that I can get to the vent and not have a giant pool of water be in my way. Okay, we are all set. 1 and 2. And then this will be yet another spot I'm going to have to clean of slime lung. You know, we just cleaned this area, but this area is about to get nasty as well, because obviously there is some pretty gnarly slime over there. Now, one thing I might be able to do is to preemptively plant buddy buds to try to suppress the expansion of the slime lung. To nip it in the bud, no pun intended. Well, no, pun fully intended, let's be honest. Okay, so this will be buddy bud. Now my only worry here is, oh, whoop, that's the wrong tile. Let's do flower pot. And actually, let's remove this again so we can sweep this up. All right, buddy bud. My only worry is the oxygen. There's a lot of chlorine in the area. But let's sweep up all the stuff that would get lost otherwise. This is almost vacuum sealed. There's milligrams of at the top. It's going to be the most pressurized at the bottom because the pump can't draw very far, but that's just how it is. does look like we have a pocket of polluted oxygen here. And actually, it might even be cheaper. Airflow tile. Let's do airflow vents. This is something I probably should have been doing the whole time, which is to allow gases to not get trapped into individual rooms. That's not true, of course, of the chlorine area. It'd be a terrible idea to airflow tile vents in there, because we absolutely need this to be airtight. But this allows carbon dioxide to fall, and it allows polluted oxygen to get filtered out by deodorizers that are below it. And this is something we could do literally everywhere. Everywhere that I've built so far could benefit from this same treatment. Okay, I'm leaving the granite here. I'm not going to purposely sweep it up because the granite I will use to build my, like, tunnel or whatever. And we could improve commute times here by putting down some walking tiles. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so let's take a look at the water again. You know, it's not appreciably colder yet. But it will happen. Alright. Now with all the airflow tiles, all this pocketed CO2 that you can see, this little red dots, they will slowly drop to the farm level and then maybe drop to the carbon skimmer. That's the hope, is eventually they find their way to the carbon skimmer. Whoa, our water is filling up. Oh, hold on. Turn off that. Let's go turn this pump off. We have got too many liquids. We need to catch up. That's a lot of cold water. That's going to be really good to also help cool down the aquifer here. Alright, so now that we've got our pathway, unfortunately, my worries were confirmed. It is just a bunch of chlorine. Yep, it's overflowing. Alright, let's turn that pump on now, so that it stops overflowing, because we're just, at this point, going to have to mop this up. Alright, so it says pipe blocked. We can start dumping this water, and then we'll clear up the pipe a bit. Sorry, Mohammed, you having a mop. Okay, we're also ready over here to... Yeah, let me just dig the tunnel first. So this is going to be a granite ladder down there. And before I tap into this, I'm going to take the opportunity to explore this facility. Alright, unreachable. Let me fix this. Deconstruct. Okay, just sine curve skills. Okay, we're not dangerously backed up yet. But the liquefiables bin could super melt here in a second. So I'm going to shut off the water flow and introduce... Well, I'm going to wait until the... Yeah, we don't have power at the moment. Bit of a brownout. There. Coal has been delivered. Another thing I'm going to need to do is mine around for some coal. because we are running a little low. There's plenty of it for us to mine. I just need to get to it. Maybe I won't mine that stuff up specifically right now because I don't want the chlorine to outgas. Alright, so if you take a look at germs, floral scent is winning. Also, don't mind the gold amalgam. And these little pathways here help speed our, oh god, don't go that route. Speed our duplicates up. They're not always the smartest about how they walk, but, you know. Alright. So we've got the liquefiables being prioritized. And I'm just going to work on the backlog water that I've got. So we don't have any spills. Any additional spills. But have to be honest, we did have some spills. It happens. Okay, how vacuumed? Ooh. Yeah, we're getting pretty vacuum sealed there. New printables. Whole bunch of ice. Tidying, cooking, farming. No taste diver lungs. You look great. Print bubbles up. And I'm going to knock down this statue. Let's do this as a top priority. Bubbles, of course, will be assigned someone next episode. I'll have to do the raffle. Was not expecting to add yet another, but totally don't mind. So I'm just installing some hanging pots to pretty up this barracks, and furniture, cot. Oh, that was igneous, not granite. My bad. Now, with the additional people that we've been putting in here, I do have to make sure that my food production keeps pace. Alright, bubbles. And we already have the mess table. Now, you can see we don't really have any additional space for it. Bubbles, you are going to be assigned to this schedule. So 3, 3, and 1. To avoid backups of our bathrooms and the like. Right, I'm gonna dig 2 squares of slime. Actually, I'll just dig the whole thing out like that. And as you can see, our buddy Bud is doing a pretty good job of keeping the slime in check. But we are going to get some slimy ladders. Now, this isn't going to aerosolize. The slime on the ladders is not going to spread to the air because it's pure oxygen. But when I annex this area here, I'm going to have to spray down and disinfect the ladders first. Alright. Sine curve is going to be trapped here. If I don't do something about that. So let's make this a high priority. Sine curve is just like, guys. I'll make it an emergency. Come on. Everybody left. Just build it. There we go. And you're free. Alright, so we'll continue this ladder and then figure out what's in the security door. But that surprise is going to have to be for next episode. So that's all the time I have. But to recap what I'm going to do, not recap, but review what I'm going to do next episode, we'll pop into this facility. We will dig up this hydrogen vent, mostly, but leave it inert until I'm ready to deal with the hydrogen, meaning that I've vacuum sealed sort of an area around it. And maybe finally pump this fully out and annex it. We'll see. If you have any suggestions, feedback, anything like that, do drop me a line in the comments below. Just a reminder that my Patreons on patreon.com are the ones who get named in this series. So if you have an interest in being a duplicate in this series or really having your name in any of my series, just go to patreon.com/Rhodamon. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios.